Hello, hello, best friends. Hello, how's it going? Thank you guys so much for showing up for me again today on this beautiful Saturday. For those of you that's new here, my name is LaNette Kincaid, the author and also writing coach. Okay. And today we're talking about 5 subtle ways to promote your book. I need to say that title again. 5 subtle ways to promote your book. Now, I need to share this with you guys because what I realized on doing a lot of these, in doing a lot of these, I just lost my train of thought. Oh my God. Okay. In doing these lives, what I realized is I'm not able to see your comments. I'm not able to see your comments. So if you're leaving comments or you're chatting, during the process, I'm not able to see it, unfortunately. However, when it's actually posted, then you're able to add your comments and your everything. But the chat, it doesn't allow me to see it. And I'm sure that's user error and not really YouTube error. But I just needed to share that. All right. So, 5 subtle ways to promote your book. Now, if you didn't have a chance to watch my last video, and it happened last Saturday, of 5 ways to promote your 5 ways to publish your book, 5 ways to publish your book, or 5 ways to publish. Go back and check that out. I love seeing that you guys are engaging with the comment. I love that you're engaging with the content. I love that and I appreciate that. So I also wanted to leave a tip for the next person that's going live and they're doing this, because y'all know once I learn something, I also want to share it with someone else too. So, for those of you that is going live and you're wondering why, like, you're not getting a lot of engagement or views after you post it, I would suggest for you to go portrait. Have your phone or however you're going live, you may want to consider going portrait rather than landscape. I notice that I get a lot more views based on just keep my phone in a portrait status that rather than turning it, right? I just wanted to share that for whoever that's for. I just wanted to share that with you. Again, thank you so much for joining in. 5 subtle ways to promote your book. Listen, I'm going to share with you what I see all the time. I'm going to share with you what really doesn't work that we feel works. Okay. So, one thing that we tend to do as new self published authors is we tend to do things like a countdown. 5 more days and my book is going to be released. 3 more days and my book is going to be released. 4 more days and my book is going to be released. And what we're not realizing is 2 things. One, no one knows you to care about your book being released whatever day is going to be released. Okay. So remember, as you're doing the countdown of, hey, in 11 more days, my book is going to be released, remember to also introduce yourself. Tell why your book is tell who you are. Tell why this book is your baby. Like, tell why people cannot live without that book. So, number one, the countdown really doesn't work because people don't know you and they don't really care. You can count to 0, -0, -1. They don't care. Okay. So, you have to let people know why this countdown is such a big deal. The other thing is, and I'm speaking to the people that don't have an audience already. You don't have an audience for your book already, then I'm talking to you, okay? And most of the people that I'm talking to, most of the people that I'm working with, they don't have an audience already. So the countdown doesn't work. Something else that doesn't work is when people just continue to share part of their book cover and they're like, buy my book, buy my book, buy my book. Remember that process worked before COVID. Before COVID, you could have posted your book at least 4 to 5 times and somebody would have gravitated towards that. That doesn't work anymore because people are now like, okay, people just tell you right off, okay, I don't buy books. I don't want to buy books. I get all my books from the library. Like they just will literally tell you with no excuses. However, when people realize that they can buy something that's literally going to change their life, it's going to be practical, then they will be more apt to pay for it. Okay? So, these are 5 subtle ways that people can purchase your book and you can promote your book and people are more apt to buy it. Okay. Remember how people always say, I don't like I don't like a pushy salesman, right? This is the same way that we say that all the time. I don't like the pushy salesman. Oh my God, the pushy salesman gets on my nerve. But we become the pushy salesman when it comes to selling our book. Why? Because we feel like we have to sell our book. Guys, I want you guys to stop, strategize, figure out what room does your book need to belong in? What room do you belong in as an author? Because it goes hand in hand, right? And then at that point, after you create a strategy, then you can realize that, oh, I don't have to sell my book as if it's illegal. You know how people are standing on the corner and they want to sell whatever they're not supposed to be selling, and they act as if, you don't have to do that, baby. Your book is legal and your book has a purpose. Remember that, okay? So I'm going to get right on to 5 subtle ways to sell your book without selling your book. That's the goal, to sell your book without being pushy with selling your book, okay? So number 1, I know you guys haven't thought of this, but number 1 is your email signature. I know a lot of people do not have email signatures. They're just sending out emails every single day, and they're not thinking that you can actually sell your book and talk about your book without talking about your book in your email signature. And let me just also say this. If you are a business owner, you have a book, or you're selling a product, you should automatically have an email signature. Think about all the professional emails that we get on a daily basis, right? We get all of these emails on a daily basis, and what are they doing to us without doing it to us? They're promoting, right? So you should be promoting when you're replying back. I know for a fact that the majority of us that's watching this live right now, you're sending out over 150 emails per day. Why won't you promote your book in your email signature, right? Okay, so number 1 is your email signature. Number 2, I see this a lot. People promote it this way a lot, but they're not really promoting. They think it's cute, right? So a vanity license plate. A vanity license plate. If you have a short book title, make it into a license plate. And that way, every single time that you're driving, you're promoting your book at the same time. The other part of that is, these are old fashioned, but the little magnets that go on the side of your car, don't discount those, because guess what? People are still watching those. The people are still like, oh my goodness, let me see what she got going on, right? I see those a lot with, Mary Kay representatives and Scentsy representatives and everyone that's selling other people's products. We tend to sell other people's products more than we sell our own. But these things still work when it comes to promoting, okay? The other thing is, I said the personalized license plate. And you know what? I need to bring this up. T-shirts. Y'all, don't discount the T-shirts. You're still able to use like the title on your book, the title of your book on a T-shirt. People love that kind of stuff. Okay. Not necessarily the book cover and then the title, because people tend to get lost in the sauce with that. However, just having the title of your book on a t-shirt, having quotes from the book on a t-shirt, right? And the reason why I say this is because a lot of people use t-shirts as an afterthought. The t-shirt idea should always be the forefront of your book. Okay, a lot of people use t-shirts. Oh, my book didn't sell, so now I'm going to sell t-shirts. The book, your book should accommodate other products. Okay, it shouldn't be where it's an afterthought. So, for example, using the shirt to bundle your book. Like I have had people to say, oh, I want to support you, but I don't really read. I don't have a chance to read. I don't like reading. Um, then that t-shirt would be like, oh, you know what? I have the perfect thing for you. You could actually purchase my t-shirt. Okay, your t-shirt could be $25, your book could be $25, and then if they decided to buy them together to bundle, you would bundle those, and then you could sell them for like $35. Have you lost any money? You have not. Okay, this t-shirts are cheap, the book is cheap, essentially, right? So remember to always think about the t-shirt vibe. Okay, getting the quotes out of the book that people will always remember and they can wear them. Okay, so don't just consider the book title. I said that. Consider the concepts of each book. What is the takeaway from the book? What is it that you want people to walk away with every single time that you sell a book? Okay, a lot of times we are so big on selling the book that we don't mind selling it, or we're trying to sell it to a person that they already told you, oh, this book is about children's toys. I'm not interested in that. Oh, but you'll love it. You'll love it. And it's like, baby, move on to the next person that really could use your book. When you force your book on people, when you say, you know what, you don't have the money for the book, I'll go ahead and send you a copy. Guess what's going to happen to that book? It's probably going to end up on someone's table collecting dust. Okay? They're probably going to use it as a coaster. It's probably going to ride with them until their car get repossessed. Okay? Because when we want something, when consumers want something, we're going to find a way to pay for it. We're going to put it on a credit card. We're going to put it on a payday loan. We're not a payday loan, but like a payment plan. If it's something we really want, we're going to buy it. Okay, so don't keep thinking that money is a factor. Money is not the factor when it comes to books. If we want it, we're going to buy it. Okay, don't force your books on people that have already told you they do not want your books. Okay, because it's just going to end up sitting around somewhere doing nothing. It's not benefiting them. And if you gave it to them or they don't want it, they're not going to read it. If they don't read it, they're not going to tell anybody else about it. You want people to continue to talk about your book. Okay. So number 3, business cards. Okay. I know that they have electronic business cards. I know that people have upgraded, but it is other people that are still using business cards. Now, I know a lot of you may ask, LaNette, how am I able to use a business card to promote? You use a QR code. Canva creates the QR codes for free. Did y'all know that? Okay. So use the QR code. I also put here Christmas cards because what's coming around the corner? Christmas, right? So the other thing about that is on the people that design your business cards and you put nothing on the back, now you're able to put a QR code on the back and tell people about this book. So that way when they scan the QR code, it takes them directly to your book. Okay. Christmas cards. When you're sending out Christmas cards, design the Christmas card to automatically have a QR code in there. Y'all loving me already, right? I hope so. So business cards, put your QR code in it. Christmas cards on the back of the Christmas cards, or hey, thinking about you during the holidays. By the way, I have a new book. Okay. Even if your book is not new, it's new to the person that have not purchased it. Say that to yourself again. Even if your book is not new, let's say, for example, today is 2000, it's 2025. Okay. You wrote a book in 2020. Of course, the book is 5 years old, but it's new. Watch me close. Your book is new to the person that haven't purchased it. Okay. So always treat your book like it's new. I don't care how old it is. Okay. So, design your business cards to have the QR code that links to your book. And here's the other thing, this is a bonus. For those of you that do presentations all the time, you're always teaching someone, your QR code or a slide that has your QR code on it should be the final presentation page. Okay, this is, for example, for those of you that someone says, hey, come talk to my class, come talk to my such and such group, whatever, right? And when you do your presentation, as you're making your presentation, that last and final presentation should be your contact information and a QR code. Okay, people really do not watch and they're really not paying attention. However, when they see a QR code, they automatically take out their phones and normally take a picture to see where that QR code goes. So if you're already teaching, you're already presenting to people, have your QR code already there. Okay, that's number 3. Number 4, for those of you that like to travel, and I've done this, and this is so cute. Let me just tell you, already it's really, really cute for those of you that's interested in knowing how to do this. Okay, I am a guru of making products. I'll say it again. I'm a guru of making products. I ain't bragging. It's just a gift that God has given me. So, creating a luggage suitcase, a luggage cover, right? When you're traveling, for those of you that like to travel, then having a luggage cover with your book cover on it. Okay. If you're interested in knowing about that, I promise you I'm not selling anything to you. But if you're interested, leave a comment and I'll be more than happy to give you a link of how you can actually do that. I got so many people to say, oh my goodness, what is that about? And what is that? Because people talk. We feel free to talk in the airport. Do we not? Like people say, where are you from? Oh, you're from Texas? Oh my God, I'm on my way there now. Right? My grandchild graduated, or my daughter's having a baby, or we just literally love to talk in the airport. Okay. So this is a conversation piece. Get a luggage cover that has your book cover on it. It is like the most innovative idea that I've ever done in my life. All right. Um, so do that. Number 5, you're not going to believe this, but it actually works. Um, Mailing labels that include your book information and website information. So you're asking, I know this already, because when I'm telling you guys something, you're like, how do you do that? How? So having a mailing label, and keep in mind that as you're mailing out your books and mailing out things, you have to think about how many places your package actually get to before it gets to who you send it to, right? And people are nosy. Although they're working, they're still nosy. So you would put your name, your address, and the name of your book. You put that in brackets, and also the website. Hopefully it's a short website to where people can remember it. Okay. But that is the easiest way to sell products. That is the easiest way to get traffic to your website. Okay. If you're using USPS envelopes, I don't. I actually buy the colorful email envelopes that actually matches the book, whatever book I'm selling. Okay, so for example, for Letters to Mom, I actually had dark blue envelopes to actually match the book. Okay, so use your mailing labels wisely, y'all. I know that you guys like to, or just get a stamp. I've also gotten a stamp. I can also link the stamp information where you can design the stamp yourself. I can actually put that in the comments as well. Because guess what? I want us all to win in this book industry. This is one industry that's not going anywhere, period. The book industry, it's not going anywhere. We're going to be here to stay, okay? When I say, hell no, we won't go, I'm talking about the book industry, okay? So, hell no, we ain't going nowhere. The book industry is not going anywhere. It can have 50,000 AIs, and the book industry is not going anywhere. So, just keep that part in mind as you continue to promote your book. The other thing is set up your website to sell more than one book at a time. Can y'all do that? This is a bonus. I've already gone through number 5. Um, Set up your website to sell more than one book. I know that we are prone to have it to where you can just scale down for how many books you want, but how about making a special spot to where people can say, let people know, do the math for people. Okay, if I buy one book for, $25, now I'm going to set up a whole thing, something separate for people that like to have book clubs. Do they book club have 25 people in it? Do it have 50 people in it? Go ahead and set up your website to where you're welcoming those people that automatically, because keep in mind, your book has a purpose, your book has a place, okay? And so how easy is it to automatically advertise that your book is already set up for book clubs, okay? In addition to that, not only will you set up where your book is going to be a part of this book club, but let them know that, hey, I'm available to come to your Zoom book club meeting. Okay, to introduce yourself and also, answer any questions that the readers would have about the book. Like automatically put your book is bigger than what you have, right? What you're putting in your mind. When we think of our books, we always think of our books being like selling it one on one. But what if you're selling it to a decision maker? And the decision maker is the person that's the president of a book club. Okay, I want you guys to think bigger. You got to think bigger. You're thinking small, you got to think bigger. Okay, and the other thing is, if let's say, for example, if your book is an how-to book, because I know that you guys are dynamic, right? You're creating these books that's for corporate America. If you have a book that is actually a how-to book, or it's teaching someone how to do whatever, right? Where you should be is where? LinkedIn. Okay, so what you would do is you would do the same thing that I just suggested for the book club members. Have a separate spot, even if it just says at the bottom of your website, hey, contact me about wholesale books. Contact me about getting 25 or more of my book at one time. Excuse me. But you can create conversations around your book, okay? Have on your website to where you're willing to sell to a class of 50, 100, 200, okay? Remember that classrooms could get bigger depending on where you're attempting to sell. If you have a how-to book or some type of book that teaches people something, that is the reason that I would suggest LinkedIn, because you're able to tell why that book needs to be in a corporate workspace. Okay. Why does that book need to be in workplaces? Why does that book need to be in organizations? Okay. How is it going to benefit people? Okay. And one thing that I would always also suggest, if you've created a book that teaches people how to, and teaches people, self-help books and things of that nature, you may want to also create some sort of training manual as well, right? In order for people to understand that this is not just a book, it's a companion of a training manual, okay? And think of your book larger. Okay, we stay so small because if I can just be honest with you, most of the people that I meet, most of the people that's in like the clients that I speak with, when they think of their book, they only think of, oh, yeah, my uncle will love this. This is going to be great for him, or it's going to be great for my teacher from fourth grade. No, baby, you're thinking too small. Okay, this is not just going to be from your teacher from fourth grade. You're going to try to sell your whole children's book to the whole elementary school that you grew up in, right? So I want you guys to start thinking large when it comes to your books, okay? Books are not going anywhere. Did y'all hear that Barn and Noble, Barn? I always want to put an S on Barnes. Barn and Nobles. Barn, I did it again. Barn and Nobles. It's not supposed to be an S. Y'all know where I'm talking about, the bookstore. They are creating more than 30 stores. Okay, that lets you know that the book industry is not going anywhere, baby. The book industry is not overwhelmed in any capacity. They love books. Libraries love books. The and I need to say this too. If you are at the point of writing your book, guys, remember to get your book copywritten, and also remember to start reaching out to libraries before your book is in the making, like before it actually comes into fruition. Start doing the legwork of that in advance. Okay, your book is so relevant. Libraries will purchase your book, bookstores will purchase your books, especially small bookstores and small communities. They love purchasing books. They want their audience to see newness on their shelves. Okay. So keep thinking large. Okay. Also, I need to give you guys this little tip. Again, these are subtle hints. Okay. You're not just outright putting a book in someone's face, but these are subtle hints because your book is going to sell. Based on what your book is about, it's going to sell, baby. And if you don't have a strategy for it, that's why you need me, because I help people get to large stages and large platforms with their books. Okay. The other thing that I want to share with you is, let's say, for example, I wrote a book called Letters to Mom. And when I wrote this book, I wrote it because I just lost my mom. And I wrote it about how I was feeling and talking about grief and how you can get through grief, although you are longing for your mom. Now, a lot of you write books like that. Okay, you write nonfiction books, and you write them just like that. But in order to continue to keep that book relevant, think of other holidays that you can pop out with that book. Okay, yes, I know that we're so prone to talking about the book when the book is brand new. But think about holidays. You can also talk about your book. For my book, Christmas time is a very relevant time to talk about death and grieving. Why? Because a lot of people pass away, unfortunately, during Christmas, during the holidays. You always see it on your timeline where people have died and they've gone and things of that nature. So the holidays would be a perfect time for a book that talks about grief. Mother's Day is a perfect time to talk about a book that talks about grief. Okay. Your how-to books. Your how-to books, people want to change a new leaf over like the before January. Okay. So you would start promoting your book right now. Your how-to books, people want to learn before January. They just feel like they have to turn over a new leaf. Your book is going to help them turn over a new leaf. Okay. So those are the 5 steps. Okay. We've talked about them. Go back and If you didn't hear anything, you came in the middle and you're like, oh my goodness, this is good, but I didn't hear everything. Go back in order for you to get the 5 steps. Take notes. I love for you guys to take notes. Also, read the description. Go to my website if you need to connect with me, writingcoachlk.com, writingcoachlk.com. I love helping people to take their books to the next level. Your book wasn't meant to just be a book. Your book is the key to the next door of opportunity. Again, I am LaNette Kincaid. I'm an author and also a writing coach. I'm actually a best-selling writing. I'm a best-selling author and writing coach. I don't put the bestseller out there, but best-selling author and also writing coach. And I am passionate about helping you to write, publish, and sell with the key emphasis on selling your words. You need ideas, reach out to me, okay? I'm here to help you get your book to the next level. And I know a lot of you are already on the next level. You just don't know where to go next. And I'm here to help you do that. So rewatch the video if you need to. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, okay? I am itching to get to 500 people. We're almost there. We're almost there. Send this video to your friend. You have friends that are authors that they have a book and they're not doing anything with it. They need this video, okay? I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching.